Sadiq, the camera's rolling. That was way too...
Okay, so what movie we're talking about?
Hercules. We watched Hercules first.
Yes, so we watched Hercules first. Alright, by the way guys, before we even start, I'm drinking some Appleton rum and lemonade. Absolutely brilliant drink. Yeah, Appleton rum. I mean, I'm trying to get some sponsorship here guys. Appleton rum. You know, yeah, Appleton rum. Anyway, so yeah, Hercules. What we're going into, pros and cons.
Oh no, introduce it. So like.
Okay, Hercules. Well, yes, Hercules.
Director and all of that.
You know, directed by the great Brett Ratner. Yeah, directed by the great Brett Ratner. Applause.
The great.
Applause.
Ratner.
Anyway,
sure?
Well, Brett Ratner did Rush Hour 2, and that was actually pretty good. So I give you that, but that's the only thing I can actually give you, because I'm trying to give you Hercules, and you're making it kind of hard for me. But anyway, let's go into Hercules. The Rock. What can I say? Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. Absolutely brilliant. He did Hercules justice.
Yeah, I agree.
He did the role justice.
Yeah.
That was one of the best aspects of the film, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to get into pros,
yeah,
that's the pro.
I actually like the scene where he motivated them before they were going to war for the first time.
Yeah. I mean,
like you could see that was The Rock giving you.
Yeah, I think that right there, that speech that he did.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, guys. A little bit of spoiler. He gave a speech to rouse the troops. Brilliant speech.
Yeah, very passionate.
Pulled it off. Very passionate,
Yeah.
and I think that he really got into his role as Hercules. So. We're talking about pros. That's the pro. Let's get into the cons, because that's the only pro of the film.
Costumes. You like the costumes?
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. We'll say the costumes of the era. Yeah, fine. A little
Wardrobe.
bit. I think they probably got the guy who did the wardrobe on Spartacus. You know what I mean? Brought him on. You know what I mean, bro? It looks kind of like that.
Do you know what? Having said that, it did seem very 300 like.
It seemed very 300 without the 300.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like
it was 300
like
without the 300.
Version.
Yeah, like probably a lower budget version of 300. Yeah, I could agree with you there. To be honest with you, when I was watching the movie, I was really expecting something like a real spectacle. You know what I mean? Like a real mythical spectacle, like some epic stuff. And
You talking about special effects?
well, some epic stuff. I mean, okay. First and foremost, the trailers that I saw for this movie were really well. Of course, they picked the best bits out of the movie, and this trailer is absolutely misleading. I went in this movie thinking that this was actually going to be a movie talking about the mythical, the trials of Hercules. Obviously they said it's about the Thracian wars. It's based on that, but yeah, you see him fighting the Hydra and all this stuff, and I mean it looked good. But then when I was in the theater and I was watching it, and we're watching the film, and then I saw it, and I was like, okay, well, this is bad CGI. Okay, we're going to the cons now, because the costumes, Rock's performance, pros. Cons, let's get ready to write down the list, because there's a lot of bullet points on these cons. I'm so sorry.
Special effects, CGI.
First and foremost, CGI, you could tell everything that was CGI was CGI. Straight up. No chaser. But I'm drinking chaser. But no, seriously, everything was straight up CGI. I mean, you could see it and you could tell, and there was no major difference. It looked like some CGI that was like on some, I mean, I don't want to give it that much disrespect, but I mean, it really looked bad. I mean, it looked like some stuff that was saw in like 2000.
Green screen, like
really horrible.
Screen.
Like really, it was really horrendous, bad CGI. I don't want to really get into the gory details, but it's really bad. Anyway, going on to the next one. The co-stars of the film, Ian McShane, big actor. I mean, you have Ralph Fiennes' brother or cousin or something, whatever his name, Fiennes. Joseph Fiennes. Well, thanks for the correction, because he's obviously the lesser famous sibling or cousin or whatever. But yeah, he got a part. He, he did his thing. Although it wasn't really much of a thing, but he did his thing, whatever. Let's get beyond that now. Let's get into something where we still have a lot of cons to go through. The storyline was the pace didn't really catch me. At some points I was kind of confused. At some points I was like, well, okay, fine, they're talking about this, but this is what this movie is about. and
Got nothing to
there
do
was
with it.
they had a twist in the movie that was the twist was good, but it was just so. By the time I got the twist, I
was
was
too
so
late.
I was so out.
But
like,
having said that,
yeah.
if the twist came when you wanted it to come, it would have made the entire movie a cliche.
Yeah, but I mean, they had cliche one-liners. Like everything was just cliche about this movie. Like there was an actor in this movie that did not but bark like a dog and just say Hercules for his one word. It's like basically, you know what I mean?
Spoiler
Like they spoiler alert, guys. Sorry, but yeah, that's how bad the supporting actors like were as far as their roles were concerned. It was just not right. It wasn't cohesive. Listen, there's a lot of cons. This video is going to be really long because there's a lot of bad things I can say about this movie as opposed to the good things. But I really want my point to be made, so I'm going to keep on talking about it, of how really bad it was. And okay, let's keep on going on. The actors, everybody was basically supporting Rock's brilliant performance. And it wasn't really, I wouldn't say his best performance as far as acting is concerned, but he did what he can to try to emulate the role. It was just bad directing, bad writing. He really suffered from a lot of bad things, bad CGI, a lot of things. The budget, what's the budget on this movie? Or find out the budget on this movie. Pull up some reputable
facts
websites.
and figures.
Yeah.
Alright, hold on.
We can get some facts and figures here so we can even do a little breakdown.
Okay. So, according to Wikipedia...
Yeah, very legit site, you know what I mean?
Budget was 100 million.
100 million. So, okay. You get 100 million to shoot a Hercules movie, and you give us a movie with bad CGI, horrible pacing, weak supporting characters.
That was just...
Okay, so Brett Ratner. Yeah, I think you're skimming a little bit off the top there, mate. Just a little bit off the top. I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, I know I might be wrong for saying this, but to be perfectly honest, you can't be in this art to make a movie just for the sake of making a movie and getting paid. If your name is on something, it should be your craft, it should be your art, you're portraying this vision to the screen. There are so many good movies out there with $100 million budgets, and there's so many good movies there with $5 million budgets. I mean, it's out there. I mean, it doesn't matter what you have, it's how you use it and creatively how you use it. You could have got better people to do the CGI for you, dude. You could have probably spent like a couple, $2 million more or whatever. I mean, the money could have been spent different. I mean, maybe you spent a little bit too much money on the costumes because the costumes were dope. Yeah, so I mean, to be honest with you, like really, the CGI, dude, you could have spent a little bit more. You could have probably had a better writer because the pacing and the storyline was horrible. The characters were not cohesive. It was just horrible. Anyway, technical aspects. Brett Ratner, I give you this. You are the cinematographer, you can shoot a decent movie. I didn't really have a problem with some establishing shots. Technically, you can shoot a proper movie. The movie just lacked from the horrible CGI. Your movie lacked from the horrible story, the horrible one-liners that you dropped into this movie. That was in there, and that's what really made this movie, completely not what I expected it to be. The trailers fooled me. The trailers fooled us.
were the best part of the film.
The trailers was the best part. You got the best bits in there, and it actually had nothing to do with what the movie was about. Yeah, they talked about the Thracian Wars. Yes, it was about the Thracian Wars, but it really had us kind of fooled. So, the trailers deceived us. The movie was what it was. Overall feelings on the movie, I mean, to be honest with you, it's...
What are you giving it? What's the rating?
I'm giving it a 6.5, and just because...
Half? Yesterday you said 6.
I'm giving it a 6.
Yesterday you
I'm
said
going to
6.
stick to my word.
And you have 2 pros. There's no way you can give a movie like that.
I'm giving it a 6, and just because Dwayne Johnson, I'm doing this for you. You're my favorite wrestler. I might be biased with this 6, but that's the only reason I'm giving it a 6, dude. It's because you, and I'm doing this because I probably want to see you play a DC superhero, and you're already mentioning it. And if it's Shazam, good. But we're getting off track here. We're talking about Hercules. You did a good Hercules, but the movie was absolute trash.
Oh,
I'm sorry. My opinion, I'm sticking to it. 6 out of 10 cams. That's it. So guys, if this is Yardy Reviews, if you have comments, questions, anything, please send us the email. It's yardy.reviews@gmail.com. Please email us. Like I said, we'll have movie of the month. I'm thinking, because I'm not getting any emails, I'm just going to choose a movie of the month. So what I think the whole panel should watch, I'm just going to announce it now, guys. It's not random. I've seen it before, but I'd like my panel to watch it with me. And we watch it and we'll give it some proper review. So we're going to watch Darren Aronofsky's The Wrestler.
Oh, yes!
So we're going to watch Darren Aronofsky's The Wrestler.
Yes.
It is a dope movie. And we're going to watch it together. We're going to give our reviews on it. So look out for that episode very soon. We're probably going to do it next week or so. Don't hold me to it. I'm on some rum. But we're going to do it very soon. You guys just subscribe to the channel. Content is coming.
Stay tuned.
Worries. Stay tuned. You know, we're on it. Signing out. Sadiq, Irv. Yeah. Yardy Reviews. Yeah, that's it.